Alright, what's up everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today, like I said, we'll be doing the next part. We're going to be scheduling in the 737s today, working through that. Last time, if you don't remember, we scheduled in all our A330s, so today we're going to be scheduling the 737s. Um, I have been quite busy over the past few days when I don't upload videos. So I have made some orders, new orders as you can see. So we have a lot of the A330, 300s. The R's that we ordered last time are here. Some of them are going to be coming in. I've scheduled some of them, not all of them, two of them to be exact. And I ordered some A350s, but that's for another video. We're going to be putting those in my Meet On hub, which has grown. We're going to be testing those out, and if they don't, so we'll be doing that at a later video. But today, we're going to be scheduling our brand new fleet of 737s, which I have had kindly delivered to Bali. So today we're going to be working on that. I have opened some new stations already to facilitate this. I went ahead and did some research using the method I indicated in my previous video and in my intro video of how I scheduled things. So pretty much look at flight radar and here. So I have a few places I'm going to try out today. Hopefully they work out. We'll give those our best shot. So today that's what we're going to be doing. Okay, I think we were using 500s for the flights to China. Doesn't really matter though. So we'll just go back to using those and 600s for Australia. Okay, 513 to run from Bali to Hangzhou. That's it right there. I don't know how well these slots are. I didn't even look at that before I decided that this was a good idea. Yeah, but it's actually at 5 Bali time. Okay, we're good. So I was actually thinking about starting another wave, but it really is dictated about how this wave works. I was thinking about doing another wave that started at a different time so that I didn't have to do these weird schedules. But it really, like I said, is dependent upon how well these schedules perform in the first place.
So what we did, so through the part of editing and everything else, I decided to skip forward to show everybody what the past two videos have been about and what they've culminated to, instead of just showing you the scheduling again. So basically, it's been a few days since that last video, and I made some orders here for a lot of planes. There was an additional order of Max 8 was placed, but I've scheduled most of them uh, since I edited this video. So we have a lot of Max 9s here that I'm going to use for domestic flights. And basically what we were doing in this video is scheduling the Max 8s. So here's what they all have culminated to. We have a lot of flights here. Most of them you're not going to be able to see on AS Route Map right now because they're not flying. They're in their outstations. And that's just what I set up to do. So I did add a flight to Beijing. There's a schedule to Beijing here. It's kind of weird. It's flying to Perth too. The plane is flying to Perth too. You can see the load factor. It's not doing as well as I'd like it to, but it is. I'm hoping to eventually get it to where I want it to be. It's going to take some time, just with the way connections and everything work. So maybe I'll build it up. At worst, as you can see, the flight is flying connections. So 23 people. I mean, that's 23 people off the A330s that were flying to Australia. So we got another flight. The flight to Hangzhou we were doing. You can see there's 14, 21 actually. So we have, it turned out that it ended up being one of the better ones for the airline. So we have 41 people. Obviously, it's not making money because of something like that. The maintenance time is ridiculous right now. We got the actual flight to Perth that we scheduled is doing really well. So we're actually seeing some really good load factors here. We're seeing some, we're not really making money, but you can see, go back. You can see there's 61 people from our own feeders, so that's doing really, really well. This flight didn't end up is not doing well at all. So it may get cut eventually, as well as this one. As long as I see yellow numbers, I can't really complain about it. So, Tianjin is doing okay. It's not going to make money. Hong Kong, I see a lot of green numbers, and it is profitable, so I won't complain. I did add a flight to Darwin here on this plane, so and it's doing relatively well. That's more like I say in previous videos. As long as the business class is full of my configuration, I make money. It's not a lot, but it's money, so I won't complain. Another one to Hong Kong. This one is the best one. You can see 32%, and then we got 46 people. So Jimin's not doing well, but it's doing well enough for me. Well enough for our purposes, at least. We're getting good connections to Guangzhou. That's pretty much all I want to know. I added a flight to Adelaide. I think that's what I did from the previous video that I ended up deciding to just edit out. That's what we ended up doing here. We got a flight to Seoul. I added that more recently, but there's that. There's a flight to Osaka, which is not doing too bad. It's doing actually really well. I added a flight to Canberra, which, oddly enough, Canberra is based on this is practically right outside of Sydney, not very far, and definitely within the ground network range. But I'm filling that flight up, and not to fit one to Sydney. So oddly enough, basically, you can see we got 59 people on this plane, and 31 to external, but we're making good money. Obviously, not as much as we could. Once again, just to put that caveat in there. So I added one to Shanghai, Taiwan, because Taiwan is a ridiculous place to fly into in terms of slots. At the time I was landing, I ended up having to go to the secondary airport every other day. Well, not every other day, but this is the secondary airport. This is actual Taiwan here. So there's some secondary airports, but it doesn't seem to be doing that much to load factors, so I don't really care. Here's a plane that's just been scheduled today. I'm adding an additional set of flights to Darwin, as well as to Hong Kong, but I was talking about setting it up at a different wave, and this is what I meant. So it was spreading them out by about 12 hours. So that was the intention, which is what I did. So that gives it plenty of time. So hopefully that'll allow for connections there. Here's another one I added. I added one to Gold Coast, which is doing well. We're seeing good load factors there. Yeah, Gold Coast is just outside of Brisbane, for those not familiar. Once again, it's feeling better than the actual flight. I added one to Port Moresby, but I have an alliance member out here, but I'm not sure I'm in line with him. But I think I am. I don't have anybody close to me. I added one to Nanjing, and I added one to Tokyo, as well as Qingdao. So pretty much that was everything that we covered here. A brief overview of how it turned out. Some good, some bad, mostly bad. Quick review of what we did in previous two videos, just to look at it. In terms of everything Bally, here's what turned out to do with the A330-900s that we scheduled. I added one to Christchurch. This is a new plane. This is something more recent that I ordered in between the two videos. This is a Christchurch flight, so it actually does well. I'm actually seeing a really good profit on the A330 there. I added another 300. I decided to replace the 200 that was flying to Sharjah with a 300 because it was doing that well, actually. So I decided that a bigger plane would be better, so I did it. We're not doing that well actually flying to Australia, but these numbers are up over previous days, so they're starting to get better. Just a matter of adding more and more flights. Same thing with Melbourne. We're seeing pretty decent stuff on the departure end, which is what I want to feel first, obviously. So we're seeing decent stuff there. Sydney is definitely getting much better. Um, it's improving. It was just yellow, so that is better. Auckland was good until I added the Christchurch flight, in which then all these numbers dropped a little bit. But on the return, it's doing well. You can see that. So I'm okay with that flight. As for the A330-200s, the Doha flight ended up doing okay. My partner started a flight, as we talked about in that video. My partner started a flight at the same time. So when I am seeing some numbers that reflect that. The Kuala Lumpur thing is doing fine. I don't really care about that. I added a flight to Abu Dhabi just to cover that entire area. And then I added the flight to Sharjah. Is, as you can see, the economy is full all the way through to the next, all through flights. So because, as I talked about in the previous video, my aircraft don't change in terms of business class within the same family for the most part. I just needed more economy seats, so I just upgraded to the 300. So this plane will be going to do something else. What that is, I do not know. This plane shares the Beijing flights with the 7-3, but as you can see, it's not doing too hot. But you can't expect everything to work out. So as for the Dubai flight, you notice you didn't see that. It actually got changed out. I switched it out to an A350 for these types of reasons. The Dubai was easily the best load factor I got out of all those aircraft, so I decided to move it to an A350-900, which obviously you can see does way better. We're talking 190 people on a feeder. I was thinking about going to a 1000. I have two 1000s that I use, but they're kind of busy, so I can't switch them here. I was thinking about it, but I think I'm going to pass. Judging by the load factor, it could be done though, because it's a similar situation to the Sharjah flight. So we'll see what happens. I don't know if I'm going to do that or not. As for the R's, they're doing their job, which their job was to purely feed, and they're doing that relatively well. I'm seeing some red, but like my company can handle planes every flight not being full. It's an older company. I've been around since last year, and I've obviously built it up. So it's not necessary for me to stress out over things like that. I did add a Ho Chi Minh flight too, by the way. I did start adding. I added a new flight to Riyadh, Medan here, and it's doing okay, but it's a weird one. Not this one. It's a weird one. The business class fills, but the economy doesn't. It's typically the other way around, but that works for me. So they make business class fills, I make money. So we'll get with that. So overall, that's all the stuff we talked about and the stuff that I did. I did add those flights from K&O to each of the cities in Australia, and they're not doing that well. This is not what I expected, that's for sure. I thought it would do better. I did add a A350 to take over the flight to. Well, I don't think no. These are new flights. These are brand new flights to Doha. They're not taking over for anything. So as you can see, they're doing really well. But the Auckland flight that it's also sharing is not really. Like I said, I was not expecting this. I was expecting a little bit better load factors than what I got, but it turned out it didn't work like that. So we'll probably, something may change, or I may leave them as they are. I don't know. Overall, so that's pretty much this video. I thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.